Welcome to the most powerful production car in Volkswagen's long history. It's also the first R model to utilize electric power. It's the Vw Touareg I, and it's a car chock full of mosts, firsts, and biggests baked into its lengthy equipment list. Good job, really, as it's also £71,995 before options, of which the Lapis blue paint you see here is among the more expensive at £1,235. It's undoubtedly the signature R color, yet it costs more. Unfair? It's beneath the paint and panels where the real interest lies, though. This is a plug-in hybrid, a first for the R badge, but surely the first of many. It's a familiar setup from the Touareg's not-so-distant cousins, the Audi Q7, Bentley Bentayga and Porsche Cayenne. So it pairs a turbocharged 3.0-litre V6 petrol engine with an electric motor for a 462 brake horsepower peak, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds and up to 28 miles of zero-emission range if you're light-footed. To help make sense of it all, there's an 8-speed automatic gearbox and 4-motion all-wheel drive, which allows the R to tow 3.5 tons even when you're only being hauled along by the 134 brake horsepower electric motor. Around half of Touareg buyers regularly latch stuff onto the back, we're told, so it's a genuinely useful party trick. There's a fancy trailer assist system to help with parking too. There are 7 different driving modes, and within each, the choice of E-mode or hybrid. And beyond that, the choice of how much battery energy you'd like to save if you're unable to charge up via a cable but desperately need, or want, some EV range at the end of your journey. Nestled amongst those is a sport mode to bump the powertrain and air suspension to their most assertive levels. And unlike the latest Golf R, you can loosen the stability control without circumnavigating several sub-menus. A pair of 400mm front brake discs, the biggest fitted to any VW, sit behind stonking 22 inches Estral alloy wheels to help keep the Touareg RS 2,465 kilograms in some sort of order should you decide to see just how deserving of the R badge its chassis is. Which, given it sits atop a range of 5 RS, only one of which is currently a traditional hot hatchback, feels like something we ought to address first and foremost. Read on to see how the Vw Touareg R actually drives. It's a curious fish, this. Neither a truly efficient hybrid nor an enthralling performance SUV, it lives somewhere in the middle. Its true strong suit is comfort, no different to any other, and cheaper, Mk3 Touareg, but those bonus electric miles bring additional peace and quiet. Extracting the power necessary for an R badge from a hybrid powertrain makes sense in a stocky SUV, where the battle with weight was already raging, and not least when promoting a diesel flagship might have been tough. It's just not as exciting as the other cars with an R on the back, even the diddlier SUVs. It's a decent fast SUV, but it doesn't trouble the class benchmarks if it's fun and performance you've come for. Now, until very recently the letter R was synonymous with fast 4WD Golf, the Mk7 iteration becoming a lease deal hero and a high watermark for hot hatchbacks with 2-driven axles. Recent months have seen the badge popped on many more cars, though, the T-Roc and Tiguan SUVs, Arteon Saloon and Estate, and now this hybrid Touareg. Quite what you expect from the badge will dictate how satisfied you'll be with the driving experience here. If you seek the all-weather, effort-free pace a Golf R undoubtedly offers, that's here. By the bucket load. VW claims 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, but with both power sources giving their all, the way its 2.5 tons propels down the road feels a whole heap quicker. It's a brisk thing, and its weight is managed well through corners, too. There's abundant grip, and understeer only reveals itself if your attention drops. It's just the Golf's dynamic depth and bonus engagement have gone AWOL. The Touareg is simply too big to feel as lithe as you might hope, and it never shrinks around you nor shrugs off its weight like the best fast SUVs, Cayenne Turbos, F-Pace SVRs, Stelvio Quadrifoglios, do with apparent ease. Adding 4-wheel steering or active anti-roll tech might make it feel a bit more agile. Even a stock Cayenne feels a bit dumb without them, but ultimately this feels like a car whose comfort zone is literally that, comfort. At which it excels. The air suspension ensures stonking 22 inches alloys aren't an issue, save for the noise they knock out to erode the silence of the powertrain in electric mode. That's how the car defaults on startup, but while VW claims an 87 miles per hour top speed in EV mode, you'll be setting no acceleration records getting there if you aren't to kick the V6 into life. In reality, the engine slinks into the background when you're cruising on the motorway on light throttle, before briskly jumping back to the forefront when you hit an incline or need to get past someone. It's a decent hybrid setup, it's just not a bespoke performance one. It's quick, effortlessly so, but whereas the Golf RS engine is shared with cars wearing S3 or Cupra badges, the Touareg I shares it with cars simply wearing a hybrid badge with little pomp or ceremony. In a Bentayga, KN or Q7, a hybrid is among the more sensible options, whereas here it's the top rung of performance. An interesting blend of speed, efficiency and comfort this Touareg may be. It's also a very visual demonstration of how brand hierarchy works in the VW group. This has been the Touareg's strong suit since the third-generation car arrived in 2018. It very obviously shares genes with a Bentayga while possessing a far bigger screen. It's more tech-savvy than most of its rivals, which if you like good old-fashioned buttons, might give you the heebie-jeebies.